Well, hello, everybody. I'm glad that we are here talking about this amazing topic today. We are sorry that we are a couple of minutes late, and it's because technology has always play us games, but here we are. Let's talk about a beautiful topic, which is burnout and how to beat it and how to claim our energy back. Because what is burnout at the end of the day? It's just giving it all. It's just staying out of energy. It's losing all our power, all of our energy for something that we believe is important. But sometimes it gets overwhelming, and it is too much for us. So let's talk about that. And tell me, please, when you get overwhelmed, when you get burned out, how do you identify that you are there? What do you do in those cases? What have you done before when you feel like you are in that stage of life? Because you choose a career, because you have this job, because you are studying, and everything sounds and feels like too much, and you can handle everything, and you have tried everything, but still burning out is the stress is so much that you get to a point where you feel like I'm done. I'm sick. I can't, there is nothing else I can do. I'm out of this. And I am even hating this that I used to love. This career, this job, this relationship, whatever it is taking so much of my energy that I hate it now and I don't want to have anything to do with it. So let's talk about that so we don't get to that point. So one of the things that help us identify burnout is this moment in life, and I remember that it happens to me a couple of times, and I woke up and I was exhausted and I didn't have energy, one piece of sense of energy in my body to go to work. And I, at that moment of my life, I wanted to just stay in bed and I didn't want to go back to the office. I didn't want to continue working. At that moment, that's when I knew that I was all burned out, and that I needed to quit that job. That it was taking all of me. There wasn't nothing else to share with my family for me to take in. It was everything for the company. So, how did I identify that I needed to take a step back and make changes? And definitely that's the first thing that we need to do when we are at that stage in life where we feel like we are all burned out. And the best way to claim our energy is to first acknowledge the feeling, because we we play the guilty game, the shame game all the time. This is an amazing job, they are paying me really well, my boss is incredible, how is it possible that I'm even thinking that I don't want to go back to work? So acknowledging the feeling and understanding that that is the feeling, and going back and checking what is happening and why I got to this point where I am at. So understanding and analyzing and even journaling about the feeling and about the situation is really important. The second piece is take a break, like hit the break and think and give yourself some time and some grace, and start deciding like, okay, maybe I need to sleep more today, maybe I need to rest today, maybe I need a massage, I don't know, whatever you need. And during that time, the break that you are taking, journal and analyze what is it that is making you feel so exhausted. Is it your boss? Is it the overload of work that you are having? Is it the lack of work? And then you are pushing, and trying new things and nothing seems to be working. Is it your teammates? Is it, what is it that is happening? Is it the food that you are having? Is it that you are not having enough energy coming from your nutrition? I was having a conversation today with one of my coaches, and it was about that. Like, I wake up, I know that I sleep enough, but still I feel exhausted. And of course, I don't have enough energy for the day. So maybe that's the problem of the burned out. So the first reason before quitting your job is analyzing what is getting me to this point where I feel so exhausted, where I feel so irritated, where I feel that there's not nothing else in my fuel to give. There is no fuel in my body to give to my work and to my coworkers and to my clients. So first, before quitting your job, identify what is the real reason that is taking you to there. Take a break and analyze. Give yourself the grace without the guilt to stop for a couple of hours. Maybe you don't need the whole day. Maybe you need uh, the morning, or maybe you need to go home early, or maybe you need the whole day, or maybe you need the weekend to regain and claim your energy back. Set boundaries. That's one of the things that happens all the time to my clients, and it is we don't learn to say no. So everything that people are asking me to do, I accept. I take it to me. I accept, and I keep putting more and more tasks on me till the moment where I'm totally out of fuel. I remember during COVID, when COVID started, of course, we all have to move remotely, right? And I remember that to me, it was kind of easy, and the need, the health, the mental health need was so big that I used to start working at 6 or 7 in the morning. And sometimes I was able to go to 9 or 10 p.m. And at the beginning, it was incredible, because in the middle of the crisis, I was able and helpful to many people, able to help many people. But then, of course, I got to the time when I was feeling exhausted, when I was nauseous, when my vision was blurry, and I was exhausted, and I was burning myself out. So I had to set the boundary and to say, like, I know that people need the support, but there is a limit. So I decided to start having my clients at 8 in the morning, and at 5 or 6 p.m., I closed my computer. I was like, I'm done. I'm here. Even though I may had some energy still, I was like, no, for my health, my mental health as well, I need to set the boundary. I need to hit the brake, and I need to stop here, and to also be concerned about my well-being. Because if I was all blurry, how I was going to be able to help my client, right? So that's one thing that we forget. We just get into this mode of giving and giving and giving all the time, that we forget that if the tank is empty, what are you going to do and to give to your clients? They will get what is left, the leftovers of your energy, the leftovers of your good mood, the leftovers. And I think we deserve better than the leftovers, and our clients deserve better than our leftovers. So in order to do that, self-care is really important, and being organized and managing your time is really important. So self-care, food, and that's one thing. And if you go to take the challenge that we are having now, it will help you a lot, because we talk about the food coming from the energy coming from food. So part of the conversation this morning with my client was about, okay, how's your breakfast? What do you eat before going to school? That's what the first question. He's a student. So what do you eat? What is your routine? How did you sleep? And he was so happy because he got a Fitbit watch. So he was able to check his data. How much am I sleeping? How much is deep? How much is REM? What is happening while I'm sleeping? So we talk about food, and I ask him, what kind of food do you eat? Because it's not just about putting food in our tank. It is about also deciding about the quality of the food, the quality of the sleep. And we talk about also, how are you organizing your time? What is draining your energy? Sorry, just 1 minute of water. So those were part of the conversation, and that's what we do as a life coaches and as executive coaches, is helping our client to realize what is happening and making the changes that they need to make in order to move forward and have a fulfilling life. So identify what's burning you out, and make the changes that you need. Okay, seek support. Exactly what I'm saying. It is my clients come to me because they don't know what is happening. They can experience the lack of energy, they can experience the exhaustion, the fogginess, they can experience that, but many times they don't know. It can be hormones. What if your body is changing? And it's this is true for men as well as for women, especially for women. Also because we take so much things on. We are moms, and I was having a conversation with a client this Tuesday, and she's a mom. She works for a company. Her husband is amazing, but he works so hard that he doesn't go home just to sleep. So she's in charge of the house. She's also in charge of all related to not just cleaning the house or cooking, but paying the bills, everything. So she has pretty much too many things on her plate that she's overwhelmed. She's burned out. She was on tears, crying, telling me, I just can't. This is too much. And remember, there is something when we get our bodies. When remember that in our last video, and if you didn't watch it, here is the link for you to watch it, the video about cortisol. So when we cross the line and the cortisol gets into our blood and we feel like all the time we are in danger, there is a point where there is no back, where we feel like we get really sick in terms of exhaustion. And having that issue is terrible because you barely can open your eyes. You can't stand, but because you feel all dizzy and you have to go back to sleep because your body can't do anything else, not an inch of work. So watch out. Don't take yourself all the way to that point. The next piece is, one more time, analyze what are your goals and what are your priorities. If I have many goals, but if I am stretching myself too much, then I'm not going to have the energy enough to be able to cover all my goals. Maybe I have to divide my goals. Maybe I have to be able and honest to say, like, okay, this goal is too big. I need to do just a third of this goal this year, and then the rest, or another third next year, and then I will finish 1 year after. It doesn't matter. Don't change the goal. But if you are burning out, make it smaller and go for a smaller piece of that goal. And decide your priority. What are your priorities? Do you want to do everything I want? I have 2 companies. I am doing a master's. I am exhausted. And I have to decide. I don't have social life. If social life and hanging out with friends is important, of course it is. But for now, I'm not going to have any kind of social work. On top of that, I'm training for an Ironman. So I am exhausted. So I have to take care of myself and say, like, okay, I need to sacrifice something. It's just for a couple of months or years in the case of my master's, but it will pay off. So I'm not going to have friends for these years, and I'm exaggerating, right? Like, I have friends and I make sure to call them and to be in touch with them, but I'm not going to go to parties or to socialize just because I'm prioritizing, which is big and important. And please take a note of that and underline that note. And remember, go to the challenge. You can have it all challenge, because you will learn so much and you will make so many changes that will benefit you and help you to claim your energy back. So reevaluate goals and how can I prioritize, and how can I give myself some grace and decide, like, maybe I'm going just for half of this goal, or maybe I need to move this goal for next year. Maybe I have too many things on my plate and I need to move this goal to next year, and that's okay too. Manage your workload. Meaning, this is a reason why many people get into really big, deep depression and into panic attacks. And it is putting many tasks on top. And I can do this. Oh, I'm strong enough. Oh, I've been strong my whole life, so I can do this. And I've heard this from my clients. Yes, there is no doubt that you are strong. This is not about showing the world how strong you are. This is also about analyzing and understanding that maybe you need to take a break. Maybe you can put on the side some tasks, or just give them to somebody else to help you with them, instead of you burning yourself out. So check that, make a list of all the things that you are doing, and analyze if maybe there are some things that you can delegate. Maybe there are things that you shouldn't be doing now, and make decisions. And if you have a team, if you have a nonprofit or a business, and I see this a lot with my business and nonprofit leaders, executive directors, and they have so many tasks that they don't delegate. They are afraid all the time that they can be fired if they delegate, or if they hire an assistant or a person to help them. Maybe that's the best investment. Hire a person who can help you take some of that workload, so you don't have to do everything at once. Also, because when you are exhausted, failure is a thing. Failure can come if you don't have all your senses to do whatever you are doing. So have that in mind. Of course, meditation and all related to your wellness will be helpful. Make sure that you take vitamin D3. Make sure that vitamin C is part of your vitamins. Make sure that the food that you are eating are really high. It is really high quality food. So the other day, on Tuesday too, we were having a group of VIP leaders, and we were talking about food. And one person asked me about the difference between organic food and regular food, especially in this country. This is different, but for many countries where we still raise our animals free range. This is not the reality for this country. So make sure that you understand that you read the labels of the food, and that you understand the content that is in that, the ingredients. So, and I always ask this question to my clients: how many ingredients does an avocado have? One, right? So if you buy something that is full of ingredients and words that you even can't pronounce, doubt of it, that's a red flag. So it will take your energy. Going back to the point, the question was, meat doesn't give you, according to some research, meat will not give you cancer. False. The problem is not the meat. The problem is the way it was raised. So if it was raised among 1,000 of other cows, if it was raised full of antibiotics to keep the cow healthy, you are going to eat that meat with all those antibiotics. So if you are buying free range eggs, meaning the chickens are free, they walk all over the place, red flag. Anytime that you are buying eggs and it says vegetarian eggs, that's a red flag. Because chickens, they eat animal, they eat mosquitoes, they eat spiders, they eat worms. They are not vegetarians. So a chicken shouldn't be vegetarian at all. So be smart when buying your stuff. So that's important, because whatever is in your gut, if you have a healthy gut, you will be able to have more energy, and as a result, the burnout will be something that you can see farther away. That's really important. Also, adjust your environment. There is a lot of research about how your body is drained, your energy is drained when you are in an environment that is polluted. What do I mean? If you work or live or study or sleep in a place where it's really noise polluted, is the meaning all the time you hear noises, the police, cars, near to the airport, whatever it is, you're not going to rest the same as if you are in a place that is really quiet. So analyze your environment, because that is also adding to your burnout, and make changes. Make all the changes that you need. This is your life. You just have one. You got one. That's all you can have. So make all the changes that you need. Maybe, and I remember one client that we worked, about her health and energy and also weight. And the first time that we analyzed the food that she has in her fridge and all around the house, she was on tears, thinking like, how can I throw all these cans? I just can't. Okay, you can donate them, but create an environment where the food, when you are really hungry and you open the fridge, whatever you reach is healthy. So there is no way for you to lose. But if you have everything around you is set for you to fail, well, you will fail. So that's important for you to know. Focus on small wins. And it is okay. Today I'm feeling better. Today I have more energy. Maybe I don't need to engage in 10 meetings a day because that will drain my energy. Maybe I need to decide that I'm going to go for 5, really high quality 5, where I can be fully present. Obviously, if you are at the point where you are really burnt out, additional to eating well, sleeping well, it is really important to exercise regularly. Why? Because we are able to let out of our bodies all the stress, to sweat the stress, if we can call it that way. But also because we release all the anxiety that we may have. It's a way for you to liberate yourself and your body from all this stress and all this cortisol that we remember. If you didn't watch the video, click here, and from last week, click here and you can see it. So exercising regularly will help you to feel better, to have more energy, and to see things differently. That's very important. It is like having new lenses. That will be adjusted. You will see like, I can see better. I can think better. I can think clearer. The same with making changes to your food, the food that you are eating. That's why go click to the link here also for the challenge. Reevaluate your workload and commitment. Talk to your boss. We are fearful of having hard conversations and talking with our boss. Our boss is just another person who is willing to help you. So go for it. And that's all for today. I hope you can use some of these. Please thumbs up, share it, comment, and I'll see you next week with the next video. Bye.